What up, Pokenet? In this video, we're doing a more in-depth look at the new Gholdengo EX deck. So this is going to be using Gholdengo with Solrock and Lunatone. I think this has been one of the best ways to play it. Super fun. Great way to play and attack. So in this deck, we have 4 Gholdengo EXs. Man, that might be one of my favorite cards. Shout out to one of my football players who traded Parker one of these cards, because this Gholdengo is awesome. I love that thing. So in this, we have our 4 Gholdengos. We have 4 Gimmighouls. So we have 3 of the minor Arven running Gimmighoul that go and grab 2 basic energies for its attack. And then we have 1 Gimmighoul with the Call of Family. So if it's in the active and you attack, search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon. So I think that's a good setup. 1 of the Call to Family, 3 of the minor Arven running Pokemon. Then we have just a couple supporters next. We have our Genesect EX, which allows us to go find 2 Gholdengo, along with our Fezandipiti. That's got to be a staple in almost every deck right now. And then we have a 2 Lunatone, 2 Solrock, right? So if we look at Lunatone, its ability is once during your turn, if you have a Solrock in play, discard a basic fighting energy, draw 3 cards. But we can only do that once per turn. So you need 1 Lunatone in play and 1 Solrock in play. And then Solrock attack, which this is really important, it does 70 damage for 1 fighting. So that's why Solrock is really good in this deck to help fight against basic Pokemon, like low basic Pokemon. But you can't use it unless you have a Lunatone in play. So just know that the only way to use Solrock's attack is if you have Lunatone. Again, this might be one of the best draw supporters there is. One of the best things that came out in Mega Evolutions is this Solrock Lunatone grouping. So we have a 2-2 line of that, right? So we have 2 Lunatone, 2 Solrock, help us draw and get some energy in the discard pile so we can get those later. And then we run 1 Iron Bundle, and this is probably one of my favorite Iron Bundles with that Paradox Rift stamp on it. I love that thing. Looks like he's carrying around, to me it almost looks like a Christmas tree ornament. I know it's a snowball or something, but whatever. So Hyper Blower helps you get whatever's in the active out, even though your opponent picks which Pokemon they put on in the active spot. All right, then we're running this with 4 Arvens. We want to get to our A spec, which is an item. So we run it with 4 Arvens. Kind of helps us get everything going. We also need to use it to get tools, because we'll often try to get trapped in the active. So Arven helps us out of that. We run 4 Boss's Orders. We want to make sure we're knocking out what we want to get out of there. So we got 4 Boss's Orders with that. And then to end with our supporters, we have 2 Ciphermaniac Codebreaking, which is great with Gholdengo's ability. And then we have 1 Professor Turo's Scenario. So that kind of ends where we're at with our supporters. So we do have a decent amount of items, so that's where we can get in some trouble if we get Badooed a bunch, but that's okay. So we're running 4 Earthen Vessels in here, again trying to get as much energy as we can. We're running 4 of the new Fighting Gong, which is grab a basic fighting energy or a basic fighting Pokemon, reveal it, and put it in your hand. So again, we can use that to find Lunatone or Solrock or a fighting energy. So that can be yeah, pretty useful in this deck. So we got 4 fighting Gong, and then a staple in almost all of these Gholdengo decks, we got 4 superior energy retrievals. So we got 4 of those as well. All right, the rest of our items, we only have 1 of each of these. So we have 1 Nest Ball, 1 Buddy Buddy Poffins, pretty sweet with that play stamp on there. 1 Super Rod, 1 Picnic Basket, which this is to kind of help us in a few matchups, especially with Gardevoir, which is heal 30 damage from each Pokemon, ours and our opponents, and 1 Counter Catcher. So that finishes off the rest of our items with those guys there. All right, then we do have some tools. A big one in here is the air balloon. Again, we need this to get things out of the active that gets stuck in there. So we run 3 air balloon to help with that. And then another thing that helps with a lot of the math in here is this vitality band. I found in matchups this actually helps us out a ton. So it allows our Solrock to be hitting for 80 HP. So that gets out almost every basic evolution Pokemon that we're seeing a lot of times now. But it also helps Gholdengo hit for 10 more, because a lot of Pokemon are like at 210 for HP. If we're fighting another Gholdengo deck and they're at 260, this just allows us to need 1 less energy to take those knockouts. So Vitality Band helps mathematically on a lot of matchups. And then we have 1 Artazon, and that helps us, again, get a lot of these basic Pokemon that have no rule box in play. So it helps us find Lunatone or Solrock, an extra Gimmighoul if we need it. And then what makes this deck go round and work really well is this Precious Trolley, which is search your deck for any number of basic Pokemon and put them on your bench. So you can go find 5 straight Pokemon if your bench is full. And it works great because you can get Lunatone, Solrock, you get a couple Gimmighouls, and you can get a Genesect or something like that to help you on your next turn. So this has been great in this deck, this Precious Trolley. And then we're running 3 Metal Energy, right? So we're using those to help attack with our Gimmighoul or Gholdengo. So we have 3 of those. And then we have 8 Fighting Energy. Again, we're going to be discarding these with Lunatone. And so we're running a ton of Fighting Energy to help with draw support. And then this allows us to be doing tons of damage when we get to the end with Gholdengo. So this deck has already won a big tournament in Japan. And I think it's going to be very successful in the US. So let me know in the description how you feel. What do you think of this deck? And is this something you would ever run? I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Thank you for watching. Have a Poketastic day.